tomatoes and basil to pair with.
Okay, we're just gonna. I was ready. I was ready. She did. She
I
said
was
nothing
so ready. So funny.
Okay, welcome to the Black Tasting Room, wine tasting. I appreciate everybody for participating in this discussion, and thank you.
Excited to be here.
Awesome. I'm glad. So the first wine that we have, of course, we're going to go through about 5 wines today, starting with the sparkling, to a white, 2 reds, and then end with a dessert wine. And the first one is going to be the sparkling wine here, which is called a cava. So very similar to Champagne. If you know, in Champagne, in order for you to be called a Champagne, you have to actually be in the Champagne region. So when you have the sparkling wines that are in California and everything like that, they're actually just sparkling wines. They're not just Champagne, right? There's a specific method that you use. It's called the traditional method. And cava is made with the exact same method as Champagne. The only difference is that cava is from Spain. So they're literally like pretty much the same thing, except for cava doesn't use the same grapes that Champagne does. Champagne has to use Pinot Meunier, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay grapes, any combination. So if you only use Chardonnay, it's called a Blanc de Blanc. So if you ever hear that, it's exactly right.
I like it.
So we're gonna go ahead and take a sample of this. The way that we do our tasting is very simple. There's usually a very extensive process, but we're gonna keep it very simple here. We're gonna do, most of our tasting comes from our nose, so we're gonna smell it, taste it, savor it, and yeah, we can go ahead and smell it. And a lot of times what you'll have when it comes to, yeah, as most, exactly. A lot of times what we'll have when it comes to sparkling wine, we'll have a lot of brioche notes. So like this kind of like toastiness to it. We'll sometimes have these lemony notes, right? And things like that. So what I'm getting here is like grapefruit. So definitely some lemon and lime in there, some zestiness as well. Do you smell those? What do you smell? Okay, good. We're on the same page. This is awesome.
I didn't want to be the one. So.
So we can go ahead and taste it now, right? I usually let it sit for a little bit and see what kind of notes that we're taking. So once again, with sparkling, a lot of times we'll get like these brioche, these toasty notes. So it feels kind of like something like a toast that you pop from the toaster. I am catching the grapefruit as well. I don't know if any of you caught that.
I smelled the grapefruit more than I tasted the grapefruit.
Of course, yeah, right? And so this is a Juve and Camp's Grand Reserva sparkling. And what Grand Reserva means is that it's aged about 5 years or so, and that is really high quality. So we have a good, pretty nice coffee here that we're drinking today.
I love quality.
As we all do.
Very much.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna give you guys a little bit heavier pour, just so you can have a little bit more to pair. Okay. What we do have here is cracker with cream cheese with some prosciutto. And so that's going to really bring out some of the fruitier notes in the wine as you're pairing it with it, okay? So we'll go ahead and pour that up.
Thank you. Such nice service in this establishment.
Oh, okay.
You did that, girl. Yeah, I gotta commit. Gotta do it. One bite.
I tried to break it too.
It wasn't
doing it.
So let me just go ahead.
Yeah.
Wrap that up.
You don't even worry.
Yeah.
What?
No problem.
I forgot that cracker.
Yeah, I should have ate the whole thing.
Okay, ladies. So it's time to just chat, okay? So while we're really indulging into this experience, I want to kind of talk about what does joy, pleasure, success, ambition kind of look like for you ladies, right? So my question for you all is kind of like, and this is a discussion, so we're just going to chat, we're just going to talk. Very natural, very authentic, very organic, right? So I kind of want to know, how do you guys kind of manage your success? You know, do you kind of celebrate when you've earned it? Or do you celebrate along the way? Do you celebrate the big and the smalls? What does that look like for you guys when it comes to just celebrating your success and your milestones?
Yeah.
I literally, it's funny that you asked that because I literally just made a tweet not too long ago saying, you know, me as a single mom and doing everything and having all these roles that I have, I literally celebrate every single little thing that I do. And it's not because it's like out of like, I want all this attention or anything like that, but it's more so like, who's gonna celebrate me if I don't?
Right. Don't do
So I sit there and I make sure that I take, like, acknowledge the small steps because they really do add up to like those big steps and accomplishments. So
I love that.
I do everything.
Yes, no, I'm the same exact way. I don't know if it's a single mom thing, but I'm definitely the same way, especially raising a little daughter that's like watching my literal every move. You know, I want to make sure that she feels special and rewarded, and you know, we know as therapists that it is better to reward good behavior than punish bad. So, you know, I try to make every day as exciting as possible.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I definitely find, like, I do the same with taking everything in small moments. And the reason why I do it is, I think it's just revolutionary, and for especially us as people of color, Black women. We're taught that we have to achieve so much before we can celebrate ourselves. And we're often taught to survive, but not actually celebrate ourselves, celebrate the wins or experience joy. So I think that is something that I genuinely try to focus on as far as doing the smaller moments of celebration for myself.
I love that. I love that. And you know, the crazy thing is you mentioned the word survive, right? Survival was what stood out to me because as Black women, we have to do more, right? We got to always show up a certain way, right? And sometimes most of us, if not all, have that imposter syndrome to see if like, do we even belong here? You know, can I keep up? Am I qualified? So I think that's something that's definitely important when it comes to being able to celebrate yourself, walk in that boldness, that confidence, and say, yeah, I belong here. I belong in this room, and I deserve to get all of my accomplishments, my rewards, and, you know, be acknowledged for that. So I definitely agree with that. Okay, so now since we are all talking about accomplishments, and, you know, we're always we have a perception. Everybody has a perception of what they think the good life is, right? So how do you kind of navigate your good life when it comes to your rewards? What are your non-negotiables when aiming for success, when striving for accomplishments? What is something that you say, you know what, a non-negotiable is, in order for me to get this reward, maybe I have to complete a certain amount of hours or community service, give back time, right? So like for me, one of my non-negotiables as I still celebrate myself and still enjoy a good life is to give myself rest days, self-care rest days, like active and intentional rest days. So most of us feel like we gotta work so much where he's like, I can't sleep until I accomplish this, or I won't be able to do this until this is done. But I'm like, you know what, active rest, because we live in a hustle mentality. We already live like we gotta go get it. You know, like we gotta go get it, we gotta get it done. You know, I can't reach this milestone until this, but I've learned to like take a step, pause, breathe, you know, and being that y'all are all licensed therapists, I'm pretty sure you guys can relate in some type of way. So what does that good life non-negotiable look like for you when still celebrating your rewards and still honoring the present moment that you're in?
Yeah, I think like sometimes, to your point, like I think I used to think, oh, I accomplished this, so now I have to do something like big. And sometimes for me, like the big is rest. It is going like to the movies or just doing something super, you know, like relaxing. And I feel like as well, just like a big non-negotiable to where I feel like I can achieve and be comfortable and confident in it is that now I don't even put myself in spaces where like I don't feel like we're all on the same mindset.
The alignment. Alignment.
Is key. Like my thing for the year last year for myself, first I'm a January baby. So
Come on, January. Well, I'm February, but I'm hoping you're okay. All right, right next door.
And so, you know, it's like the new year, like I always do a theme. So last year my theme was alignment, and this year is refinement.
So like your word of the year. I love that. That is so good because a lot of people aren't intentional when it comes to setting the tone of their year, right? And so like last year, my word was position. Girl, when I tell you God will move, I mean, he literally will align. So I love that your word was alignment. So that's so good. I love that.
Alignment. This year we're in a refinement year.
Ooh.
So like, I'm just like building upon things because if you don't, then that's my way of setting goals because I'm
Yeah.
an Aquarius, you know, we're like
That's what I said. Aquarius.
we gotta have a little list.
Yes. Checking it off.
Right, so.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And this year, my word is emerging. Because once I got in position, I was like, okay, God, what's next? I'm in position.
Right.
Now the seeds is planted. I need you to emerge. I need you to show up. I need you to be bold. Girl,
I love it.
God be talking, okay? I love that. What about you?
I would say my word for this year is cultivating.
Ooh.
Last year was expansion.
Ooh.
I expanded significantly last year, just even in my personal life.
Yeah.
And even somewhat professionally, but I believe this year was more important about not adding more, because I'm more of a like, I gotta get it with snacks. Like,
So would that be one of your non-negotiables?
yes.
I like that.
It's choosing to not have to always be so hyper productive.
Ooh, girl, I need to learn from you. Because while I got 2 events today, I'm there, here, booked and busy. Girl.
You wake up and it's like, I only have 2 hours to get ready for my
Yes.
Sunday, to get to watch TV, watch club. You know,
Oh,
just
that's
anything,
so
you know,
good.
Run into Monday, weeks, you know, it's just like
Yeah.
Yes.
kind of
a constant
ball
thing.
rolling. The ball is always rolling. So just I wanted to have a year to cultivate all the things I asked for last year.
Oh, that's
received
so
last year,
good.
and not just kind of like, neglect them because it's on to the next thing. So if that's really getting back to my business, or that's like cultivating my new home that I got,
Yeah.
like that's really spending time and
Yeah.
developing those things.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know, that goes back to our first initial question, because that reward, we feel like once we hit that reward, I gotta move to the next thing.
And you miss what's
And
happening
you,
now.
in the present moment, and it's like we keep moving the goalposts. So it's like, dang, I'm not doing enough. Dang, I need more. Dang, I got.
But
Like, okay, I made it next. Like, you know, I love that. Okay.
I think for me, my thing is going into that. I used to be one thing to the next, and I didn't feel comfortable resting.
yes.
Ooh, girl, you is so
Okay, I'm not how to call it. Yes.
Shut
So my
up.
non-negotiable is like when I block out my time for rest, it's
You
honored.
actually
It's
Yeah,
honored.
yeah,
I put it on
yeah.
the calendar the same way I would put an event like this or
Yeah.
a client or something
Yeah.
else. And something I always tell my clients is the difference between rest versus rejuvenation. It's like rest, I view more as like the recovery after I did all the things. Rejuvenation is whatever helps me feel well enough to be able to do
do
the
the
things.
next
Correct.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I am very clear. This is my rest time. This is my rejuvenation
Yeah.
time, and nothing is getting in between
Yeah.
them.
So now, like, because all of you guys are therapists, right? And, you know, we're talking about honoring, you know, our rest moments and still rewarding ourselves at the same time. Now, do you, all ladies, I'm asking because most of us are guilty, okay, when it comes to work. Do you guys have hard stops?
Oh, absolutely.
Or do you be like, oh, I can take one more?
Oh, no.
Oh, you know, I can push the limits. Because you remember, you just said, you know, not doing more, like biting more off than we can chew or handle. So I wanted to know, is that, you know,
Yes, that's big in my life.
Okay.
I think I'm like
balance?
under commission now. Like I was so burnt out post COVID. It took me so many years to recover from the hyper productivity from
And
COVID.
the way that we were
to
running
be on
around like
hand.
crazy,
And, you know, like,
right?
that was just
Constant
really
on
exhausting,
the-
you know, just even realizing all the meetings you're going to, everything's in person, and you have to be here in these 12, 14-hour days. And I think I decided I don't want to be on no more committees. I don't want to belong to no more organizations. I don't want to add my name to any list where I feel like I'm giving more than I'm getting back out of it.
Sure.
So I think that's the big thing, is choosing, like, how do you want to kind of divide up that hustle? Like, it's good to be involved and be in events and show face and do conferences, but do you have to be at one every weekend? Do you have to speak at every engagement? Do you have to every opportunity that you are qualified?
You are talking my language.
I know, you probably be good at it.
Oh my God.
I know
And
that.
imagine like my position. Like I'm a media personality.
Yeah,
I'm a host.
So many things.
Girl, and like in the beginning, I will say I was doing everything. Just to get my name out, get my brand out, like doing everything for free and just doing stuff. Girl, now I be like, I gotta be intentional. I needed to be very exclusive. I needed to be very high demand, but now I got choices, right?
Exactly.
So, oh my
That's why I
God.
think my non-negotiable is just always making sure everything works for me.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't work for me,
It gotta
it's
make
not meant for
sense.
me.
It gotta make sense.
You know, I got a lot that I gotta think
Yeah.
about. I work ridiculous crazy
Yeah.
amount of clients. Like, if it doesn't work, it's okay. You know
love
what I
that.
mean? Like, the next thing will definitely come. And I think that, you know, when you have the hustle mentality, personality that it clearly seems we all have,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard to, especially in the beginning, separate yourself and say, okay, I'm gonna say no to this opportunity because you just have it in you to go get it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
So taking a break from that and also recognizing like I'm in a space where I can take a break from that and I don't have to say yes to everything. And you know, my self-care is important and like just making sure everything works for my schedule, my time, my energy level, you know, the people that are also around the, you know, thing that I'm trying to do align with me and who I am in my spirit, you know, so just making sure it works for me.
So what is a wellness destination for you guys? So like in the sense of when we talk about rest, we are talking about not doing more. What does wellness look like for you guys? What are some things you guys do personally just to give yourself that time back?
When you say destination, you don't mean like a place, right?
I could, girl, because one thing about me, I wear a size B7 window seat. Thank you very much. Okay.
I do.
Thank you very much. But it could be a destination. Maybe that's working out, right? Maybe that's spending time with family. Maybe that's traveling to see your family. Maybe it's traveling overseas. Or maybe it's like, you know what, let me take a staycation. Like, what does that look
My
like?
bubble bath.
Okay.
Bubble bath.
I love that.
Yeah. I think for me, outside of like, you know, the traditional wellness activities that people kind of is in the pop culture nowadays, I more so really enjoy creating. So anything that can be creative, just let my thoughts, my ideas just flow. And anything in that space, like crafting, creativity, or even just having that white space to myself of like no noise, not taking anything in. Everything is coming out from me.
I like that.
I'm really, really intentional about
I like that.
my personal wellness.
I like to, on the activites tip, I like to crochet. I got that from
Oh,
we have to see some of your work.
No, it's in the beginning stages.
That's good though. That's good.
But yeah, crocheting and like baking and different things, like trying new recipes. I feel like that's when I can like really, you know, escape some too. But also just like, I don't know if it's like when we're getting into our 30s, right? But like, going to church, you know, like I play all day, but like I'm gonna be in that church on Sunday.
One thing about it,
I'm gonna be there, you know, we can brunch after, we do what we want to do.
But I'm going to
you know,
church.
like something about just being in that environment is like, ooh, like back to center, you know? And that's not on, like, everybody's walk is different, so I believe that for sure, but it's like, oh, that is really, I don't know, sometimes that just like can just bring the anxiety down of whatever is going on.
So what do you guys think about hustle culture? Does it actually, like, is it a movement? Is it something that everybody feels like they need to be a part of? Because, you know, social media is not a real place. I always say that, right? And now it's very much so. We just get the highlight of what's going on, and it makes it seem like everybody's working and doing stuff, and it's like, dang, I got to keep up, I got to catch up, right?
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about hustle culture? How do you really feel about that, especially as therapists?
I feel motivated by it personally, but again, that's just kind of like my personality of just, you know, how I was raised, what I've seen from my parents. You know, I love to see, you know, people like yourselves that look like me doing big things, and I'm like, okay, what's going to be my next thing? But in a healthy way. I think it can very easily and quickly become something that, and, you know, something all-encompassing. And I think that if you don't have a good balance to be able to know when you need to stop or take a break, then it can be really dangerous. But I think that, you know, it can also be something that really, you know, catapults your career and your future into, you know, wherever you see for yourself. So I personally am motivated by it. I think being here in the DMV, like you said, all we see is everybody doing
and the first thing they do, what you do.
Right, exactly.
What you do. Because that also determines on where they place you on a scale. How much respect should I give you? Are you working as hard as me? Are you in a certain field? Are you IT? Are you in the government? Things like that. And I'm like, why is that always the first question? It's always the first question.
Well, first of all, people lack communication skills.
That part.
So that's an easy go-to first question. We really want to get into it. But yeah, I just feel really motivated by it, and you know, I just feel like it's important to have that balance.
Perfect. Yeah, I love that.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
Not about hustle culture, but about what you said, and I can touch hustle culture in a second. I think a lot of times it's because people don't know how to define themselves without talking about what they do.
Absolutely.
That's the problem. If I ask you who you are as a person, what's your essence? Cricket. If I ask you your hobbies, it's a lot easier. It's like, no, you don't have a personality. That's my hot take.
Yes, no, that is my hot take, girl.
But
Yes.
as far as I can't remember. Oh, about
Hustle
hustle culture.
culture.
I've long
Yes,
unsubscribed from hustle culture. I think I've started being ambitious in a way that is alignment to supports my personal growth and like well-being while also being aligned with my goals.
Yeah.
I can say I'm ambitious, but hustle culture, I don't think it's gotten me anything but being burnt out.
Yeah.
So I can't.
And that goes back to those practices. What do we do for ourselves for wellness? But this was great. I love that.
I'm Kayla Evelyn, aka Black Guy in Wine, and thank you for watching this segment of the Black Tasting Room, where wine, conversation, and culture collide. I'd like to welcome you to subscribe and join us for another tasting as we work to bring people together one pour at a time. If you'd like to support or donate or even collaborate, please feel free to use the link to reach out to us directly. And can't wait to invite you to our next tasting event. Cheers.